Hey, I'm back inside my Google Drive to show you this next part. So we had the slideshow outline for the data management survey. This is what I shared with you. So if you're going to present your data as a Google slide deck, this one's already kind of built for you. Here's where you can put your title page in, and you can change it to make it say what you want to say. You can change the background, you can make it look good. On the next page, I've got the success criteria, but of course, I've sent you a more comprehensive success criteria document. And then over here, we have where you get the background. So the survey was conducted roughly between these dates. I think we went to November 2nd, in all honesty, or maybe the 4th, because that was the Monday. And you're going to decide how many participants participated in your survey. And the pool will depend on what you did. So if you did grade 5, 6, 7, 8, and teachers, it's about 240. If you just did the grade 7s and 8s, it's about 100. So I can get you the exact numbers if you want. I can check with the office, and I'm going to try and post those up on the board tomorrow. So first thing a lot of people asked about is trying to find the percent of a number. So I give those instructions down here. Where is it? It is how to determine percent. So think of it as a fraction. So in my example, we've got 11 grade 5 girls, and 3 of them have less than 5 hours of screen time. So that's 3 out of 11, or 3/11ths. Or think about this slash between the numerator and the denominator as being like a division. So 3 divided by 11. So when I punch that in a calculator, I get 0.272, and it actually repeats after that. It'll be 0.272727727. We don't need to go that far. If we change that to a percentage, percent means out of 100, we just need to multiply this number by 100, or simply move the decimal 2 to the right. So my decimal 272 is 27.2%. So therefore, 27% of grade 5 girls are on screens less than 5 hours a day, or 3/11. So that's converting a fraction to fraction to a percentage. So if we go back up here to where you've got your data, let's say you had 50 participants out of a pool of 200. That would be like saying 50 over 200, or 50 divided by 200, which would be 0.25 or 25%. Okay, so that's how to do that part. The next part a lot of people were asking about was using this program down here for graphing. So the site that I'm going to take you to is right here. It's called the KidZone Create a Graph, and it's by NCES EdGov. It's a National Center for Educational Statistics. So you can decide on how you think you want to show your data. And I'm going to leave this up to you, but for most data, the bar graph is probably what you want to show. So let's say I wanted to go back to my data and I wanted to show grade 5 girls and grade 6 girls and grade 5 boys and grade 6 boys, and then how much TV time they watch. So here I've got 4 groups and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different categories. So with this one, I've already converted it to a percentage. I've already taken my numbers here. So I've changed my data that I had here as numbers. So for example, 3 out of 11 grade 5 girls we talked about is 27.2%. And I've got my 27.2% here. So I can put those numbers in. I might decide to put just the numbers in, or I might decide to put the percentages in. The nice thing about percentages is I can compare 2 different classes when more students from one class participated than the other. So if one class had 26 students participate and the other class only had 10 students participate, we can still compare if we change them to a percentage. So I'm going to try a bar graph. And then I've got some choices. I can decide if it's going to be vertical, horizontal, or 3D, or stacked. And you can play around with all these options and look at it as you go. I can pick my background color, my grid color. I'm going to leave everything the same here. I'm going to move right to data. So for my data, I'm going to put up here, this might be a screen time for grade 5, 6 boys and girls, is what I did last time. My x-axis is going to be how much screen time they get, and my y-axis is the percentage of students. So that's my percentage for each group of students. So now here, with my items, did they watch no TV? Did they watch less than 5 hours? And these are filling because I was here before. You would type these in. Did they watch 5 to 8 hours? Did they watch 9 to 14, 15 to 20? At this point, I need more. I've only got 5 items. I needed 7. So I can update it to add more items to get to my 21 and 28 and my 28 plus. And then I'm going to put in my value. So remember, my grade 5 girls were 12.5%. And then I go along and stick in all my different percentages. And again, they're all there because I filled this out before. So it's just remembering what I put in last time. But I had more than one group. I had girls and boys. And I also had girls and boys in grade 5 and grade 6. So maybe I need 4 groups. So let's update that. And again, we can start putting in our data. Now let's stop here and let's do a quick preview. So you can see that it's putting in my information. So I'm going to have to label these to tell them what the green is, green being grade 5 girls, purple being grade 5 boys, etc. So I need to put all of that information in. If I change anything, so going back to my data, if I decide, well, I want the bars to be a different color, I would like this one to be blue and this one to be a red, I have to go down to the bottom and press update. So now I can look at my preview and I can see that I've changed those colors. So play around with it, and when you get stuck on a specific question, come to me. But I think that kind of walks you through what we're doing here. When you're done, you're going to print or save it, and all you're doing is you're going to make a copy of it. So you want to download it, and the best thing to download it as is a JPEG, which is right there. And when you download it as a JPEG, it appears over here on the right side of the screen. You can copy it to your clipboard, and then we can go back to our slideshow, and if I were to add this onto the bottom, I would use a blank slide, and I like to right click with my mouse. You can 2-finger on the keypad, or you can do the edit insert to paste, and I've got my data there. All right, I hope that helps.